now
I
recording.
guess we're gonna have a five-man squad for this.
That's huge.
Yeah, massive.
And not one of us is going to say anything relevant.
No, not one. And it should be like that, I'd say.
So Mr. Goose, you had a first topic you wanted to talk about?
Oh, I did. In the Team Berserkers chat earlier today, Jesse sent this ominous message. I think I've got the strat for Kokusho tonight. If it goes to game 3, just know that I've lost. So, whatever he's doing apparently only works if he wins the first 2 games right out.
Yeah, I know he was very worried about this and considering calling up the former world champ to get some coaching.
A Wolfie?
Yeah.
That'd be so funny if Jesse talked to Wolfie.
So I looked it up today. Maybe we should talk about the game. But he used to do tutoring. It's not active now, but it was like 150 an hour.
That is certainly more than Jesse's willing to pay to beat Kokusho.
I wonder, like, could we get the entire Discord in for a tutor for an hour?
Yeah, we're just 30 people sitting there. Oh, they're starting?
Not yet. Let's talk about it. I think they're waiting on us. And Jefferson has to go relieve himself. What are we thinking that we're seeing?
No, I don't want to get crazy.
Okay, they just go,
Oh,
all right.
Luxray, I'm pretty surprised about. I would not have expected that as a lead. But perhaps Jefferson predicted that because he led Kangaskhan with Scrappy.
Still, I mean, even throwing a Kabalion out there, I mean, that's hurting. So maybe he didn't predict it.
That is true.
Does Kangaskhan get beat up?
Oh, well, it's not going to work. Well, I am curious if Kokusho looks for that and knows that, and maybe switches in Wheezing to prevent that.
Slacking is actually such an insanely stupid combo. It's crazy that you can switch in Wheezing and just stop Truant from ever proccing like that.
Honestly, I'm upset at all of us for not just like drafting Wheezing when he so clearly needed it.
Like Regigigas and Slacking go first round, and just nobody picks up Wheezing until like round 8.
No, I think he grabbed Lele, or not Lele, Feeny and Slacking.
Feeny was his first draft pick, and Slacking was number 2.
And then he waited till round 3, which was like basically 2 rounds for him because he was the last pick. So are we imagining that he switches out Luxray? We know how much he likes to do that.
Turns pretty likely.
Wow. Let's see. Is a beat up? Sash?
Okay, he does know beat up. And that will
Gosh, the Sash is insane.
Yeah, the Sash is insane. The Intimidate definitely doesn't matter at all. That should one-shot. It doesn't. I'm trolling.
Wow. He probably... That Intimidate, like, saved him right there.
Slacking is significantly beefier than I expected. Oh. Max Knuckle for the plus 2.5. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's... I don't think this is over because we know Luxray has baby doll eyes. That's going to take him back down.
Yeah, Slacking can't...
enough, though.
Slacking can't move this turn unless he switches out Luxray into Wheezing, though.
Oh, good point. There's that switch.
Oh,
not doing a ton.
Steel spikes into that slot.
Smart. Got a boost.
Circle throw.
What is? Whoa!
Circle throw is basically roar that does damage.
Interesting. We are seeing some prep that Jesse has brought.
Get Wheezing out of there.
At this point, who cares? I mean, Slacking's dead. What's Wheezing doing that you're scared of?
I guess maybe he thought on the off chance that for some reason he couldn't kill Slacking. He forces Wheezing out.
True, if Slacking had max guarded.
Carlos, if you want to unmute, could you tell us what Kokusho, what item he ran on Slack King against you?
Assault vest.
It was a nice crit to get, but it's not gonna save Fitty from getting immediately killed by Max Ooze.
Ooh,
Oh, Haze!
The haze was nice.
The Haze is a good thing to hit.
Wait,
I don't.
we have a Sephiroth in here.
Oh my god!
Surprise, guys.
Welcome.
He made it.
So, Saffris, what you missed? Jesse brought
And I gotta go.
Focus Sash, Kangaskhan, and then beat up his Cobalion so he could get
Wait,
through
he's-
the. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, never mind. I was like, he's snarly and never. Sorry. Continue.
Turns justified off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Cobalion took down Slacking and Taffy Fitty, and here we are.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, this definitely is looking like it's in.
But doubling into that Luxray. I think he knows that Luxray is really the only thing that's gonna be able to stop him right now.
Yeah, I don't think he's really worried about Wheezing strange steaming the rest of his team to death.
Especially up against the Nidoking.
Yeah. I just don't see any way that Kokusho can come back for this. I think game one definitely is going to go to Jefferson, Shadowman, whatever you want to call the boy.
You get rid of that, those incredibly bulky threats in Tapu Fini and Slacking, and, you know,
Yeah, the helping hand strange team didn't even do half. Yeah, this is a GG.
is that not a contrary superior?
No,
Wheezing turns off
neutralize
the
the gas.
ability.
Yeah.
Another thing we just found out that Wheezing has a Shuka Berry, which,
Yes.
you know, pretty common, but it's good to know.
Yeah, that's huge information for rounds of the future. You might play something that does a little less damage on paper, but doesn't get Shuka buried for a kill.
We might see him steel spike the Wheezing with Cobalion for an easy kill.
Right.
How did turn one go this past game?
So turn one, they led Luxray Slacking into Kangaskhan Cobalion. They Slacking max striked the Kangaskhan. It survived with Focus Sash and then beat up Cobalion to get it to a lot of attack.
Interesting. So yeah, him not leading with Wheezing definitely bit him in the ass there.
I imagine that's what we're going to see in this next game. Wheezing at the start.
We'll
Mhm.
either see him lead Wheezing or switch it in turn one.
Yeah,
More
turn
likely that
one.
he'd switch it in turn one so he gets the Intimidate from Luxray.
Exactly.
Turns off the abilities.
Right.
It is. Yeah, it's really interesting that it can be used so offensively in this matchup, because I think Shadowman's ability to on his Mon are like all incredibly important.
Yes.
The strategies he uses.
I believe that this is what Jesse was talking about, you know, in Ural's Discord, where if it goes to game 3, that means he's lost. I'm curious if he has another strat that he's planning on bringing, or if we're just going to try to see the same thing.
Right, because definitely, like you guys mentioned, if Kokusho had just switched into Wheezing, then the beat up doesn't do anything. Jesse loses that game. But
It's
I
not
don't
a
think he
strat
was
you can use
expecting.
twice.
Yeah, for sure. Kokusho won't just let that happen again. From what I've seen with Jesse as my coach, he's a really, really big fan of those one-shot strategies, though. I was talking to Vin earlier that he had me run a fake Trick Room team against Kokusho, my game, to just throw him off.
And,
And
we
we
see a
do
completely
see-
different lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do we think that Kokusho called a bluff there, or do we think that he was going to play it differently this time?
I assume that if he saw the same lead with Kangaskhan and Kabalion, he just would have switched out Luxray immediately, rather than try and play Luxray in for a turn like he did last game.
Immediate double Dynamax.
Oh, that's to proc weakness policy? Either that or it's the craziest misclick of all
Wait.
time.
Is he running Life Orb on...
Short-lived Nidoking there.
Yeah.
Wow, and that Assault Vest on Slacking definitely put in some work right there. That's
Put
plus
in
one.
some work, yeah.
Yeah, Max Airstream did not even do a third.
That was insane how little that did.
Life Orb Raichu is pretty interesting too. Knowing you're going to do that strat and then still doing the Life Orb.
Well,
That's
I think
that
if he
mul-
hadn't Dynamaxed the Moltres, he would have done over half, just over half, so he would have procced Berserker as well as getting the weakness policy boost.
Ooh.
But I think in this
That's-
situation he couldn't risk that much damage and he needed to Dynamax.
Yeah, and we see how important that Snarl getting off and the Max Strike to lower the speed.
So now we get another round of the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Moltres not being faster than it is right now is very, very good for Kokusho. I mean,
Interesting. Going after Cobalion there.
Easy read there.
that did even less than Max Airstream.
Well, the special defense was just
Yeah.
boosted.
Yeah.
The Cobalion is almost certainly faster than Weezing, though, right? So we're about to get maybe a roll situation or a flinch.
Didn't we just see this last turn that it was not?
I just realized something. Slacking is faster than Cobalion.
Yeah.
It
Jesse's
looked like
not
he was running
full-
Cobalion slower so that Kangaskhan would be faster for beat up.
Right.
Yeah, that's
That
not gonna
does
do
make
it.
sense. But that
That-
is hurting him now in game 2 with Slacking able to outspeed it.
A big thing now, he is outspeeding. He has Fiery Wrath. Flinch games are definitely in play right now.
Right, for sure. Slacking's out of Dynamax turns, so that's really helpful as well.
And has a vest. We're not seeing a protect here. I think this is probably a pretty easy double into Slacking.
Assault Vest and Spadef boost is going to help, but Moltres
Surely
is also like
Moltres and
+1.
Raichu, if they double him, should be able to kill Slacking, even if it has
Well,
Assault
then it's not
Vest.
Dynamaxed. It should kill.
Oh, but he didn't double
Ooh.
into it.
Didn't double. Wow. Still faster. Big question is if he can kill Weezing right here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Weezing's going to take out the Swole Trace. Or a flinch. Needs that flinch.
Nope. There it goes.
There it goes. Unless this Raichu's got some secret tech, I think it's probably very, very over.
I would have to agree there.
He can at least try and take the Weezing with him.
Yeah, for sure. That's
Last
definitely how I
turn,
feel.
maybe.
If I'm about to lose, I at least want to kill another Pokemon. So on the Excel sheet, it doesn't say 3-0, it says 2-0. Huge. That was the optimal play.
Time for a crit.
If he gets a crit, he could take that Finny with him too.
And
Take
it's only 1-0.
Crit right now? Never mind.
And
No,
there he goes. Took
at least
himself
Raichu
out.
killed himself. Took an honorable exit.
He went out on his own terms.
So,
Shadow Man did say if it went to game 3 that he already had lost, but
He did say that, but I can't help but feel like something that his game strategy didn't go exactly right. I feel like there's more that could have, like, stuff could have gone better there. If he doubled into slacking that one turn Weezing protected, he would have had
also if
Moltres
he
a lot.
hadn't lost the Nidoking as soon as it hit the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if I'm Jefferson, I think I'm just running that back, and I'm gonna say like, hey, like, you know, you played well, but I think I could win this.
Yeah, I think there are definitely like holes he can easily patch up if he goes for that lead again.
Yeah, I mean, not getting a flinch, and then maybe if he would have read the wheezing, switch in and just doubled into that, maybe that could have done some more.
I am thinking we're going to see the same lead from Kokusho again.
You think he's just gonna go all 3 games slacking Luxray?
I think so. I think I recognize that in somebody as somebody who likes to lead the same most games. I recognize that he leads during sets the same almost every single game usually.
Right. Yeah, you definitely were right. And Jesse's going back to Reggie and Teresa, Kangaskhan Kabalion.
Maybe
So if
he's
there's
hoping that Kokusho has forgotten how the
So-
strategy works.
Something I've learned after playing a whole season with Jesse talking to me about matches is Jesse's a big fan of the mind game. I think he might be trying to psych Kokusho out and get a switch into Weezing and play around it.
We do see it.
Wow.
No, he was just
Oh!
hoping he wouldn't
He
do
just-
it.
Wow, he
No.
just decided he was going
He's
to do
just
it.
slapping himself in the face.
Oh no.
Dang.
Yeah, that. Ooh.
The speed down. Yeah, this is.
This is really, really bad spot to be in. I don't know if you can come back from it.
Yeah, I mean, what was going through his mind there? Was he just like,
I
Maybe
truly
he
think-
was trying to outthink him and be like, "Hey, you think I'm gonna do it?"
I truly think Jesse was going for the like mind game where he's like, "There's no way I would ever do this again, knowing you could switch into Weezing. So I'm just gonna like double bluff." But
well,
I think Kokusho just took the correct play, which is the safe play, and just switch into Weezing.
Yeah.
I also think that like if he doesn't get the beat up off, like even trying to play around that doubling into Weezing, like I don't know if like a support Kangaskhan and Ironhead kill Weezing, right? So like he's still in a really great position.
I have bad news. I've given my captain too much credit. He just typed "never even crossed my mind" in chat.
Oh, no.
Oh dear.
Seen Slacking get an attack boost.
He got one back, but that's too little too late, I believe.
Oh,
And he's got
especially with
Will-O-Wisp.
the.
Oh, he took Lumberry, though.
Lumberry.
But John, now you got to either ignore slacking and kill that Weezing before it Will-O-Wisps you, or
So last time he did 30.6. Now he's +1. Will that kill at 51%?
No.
I don't think
Unless
so.
he
No.
low rolled and then high rolls.
And Nidoking is just dead to a max Quake here, right?
Yeah.
that and no sheer force means it's not going to be hitting nearly as hard.
I don't think it's going to have the chance to hit.
I still can't figure out how he's gonna get out of this one, especially even if Cobalion for some reason got its speed back to normal, it's still slower than slacking. Oh yeah, Superior's just 100% gonna die. Yeah, I think this might be a 4-0 in favor of Kokusho.
Certainly is looking that way.
I think he can get a slacking kill.
He might be able to. I think
Slacking
that's probably
isn't
the
taking
only
anything
kill
out
he's
right
gonna
now.
get.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely faster than Nidoking here.
Does he just switch in Luxray and get a Intimidate here? Will slacking still move this turn?
Yeah.
Slacking will move this turn. I studied this for my match. Truant only procs after the turn Weezing switches out. Yeah, he did get the slacking. It doesn't really matter. Kokusho could just close his eyes here, tap buttons. He'll eventually win.
Oh.
Hey. Yep.
Yep. Well,
very exciting game 1 and 2.
Yeah. Game 3, I guess Jesse just didn't think about Weezing being able to switch in. Which, I don't know. See, big oversight on his part, but that stuff happens. Weezing's a weird Pokemon.
It is. It's so easy to forget about that ability.
Yeah. I mean, several times, even when we were commentating, we got stuff like, oh, Superior's not running Contrary? That's so weird. And then we were like, oh, yeah, it's Weezing.
There it is again.
I guess we, getting people for interviews, I suppose.
Oh, you're doing... Jesse first?
Yeah, I think usually you do loser first. I know that yesterday he sent me a message that said he probably is going to end up having to play this game on mobile, so I don't know if he's in a position where he can talk. Oh, let's go. He is coming.
His way.
Oh.
I guess we can go ahead and congratulate Kokusho.
Yeah, good job. I think you played that really well. You made like the safe, strong plays just consistently throughout the last 2 games, and it paid off. You got the big W. If you're talking, we can't hear you.
Hey, how about now?
Yeah, we can now. There he is.
All right. Thanks for the congratulations.
Slacking is quite the monster.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, since it feels like I'm playing with the restricted and nobody else is.
Ain't that the truth?
Hey, Jesse.
Kokusho, I was doing the calcs for this match, buddy, and I gotta tell you, man, it was looking abysmal from the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really hoping game 2 that you would go your Trick Room mode off rip and send out Dusknoir, which is why I started Galarian Moltres. And then the Volt switch to proc weakness policy. Max Darkness probably killed Dusknoir there, but you led pretty well. I was more prepped for Noivern lead than Luxray. I had a really funny strategy involving Superior Mean Look to keep it on the field, so that you couldn't switch into Weezing.
I actually would have popped off if I saw Mean Look go off.
That would have been sick.
Yeah, I mean, but you very cleverly just switched in Galarian Wheezing for turn 1 anyways. So yeah, it was well played for sure.
Jesse, so I thought when you re-led Kangaskhan Kobali in game 3, I thought that was a double bluff. Like you were thinking that Kokusho might not just switch in Wheezing because you'd already tried that once and you were trying to double bluff him. But then you typed in chat, didn't even see that coming. I was like, oh, maybe.
Yeah, I just had in my mind that you would switch it in turn 2 to keep it safe, so that Slacking could move. But yeah, switching it in turn 1, I'd never even considered it, to be honest with you.
I was
Wait,
surprised you would
funny.
even changed up your lead in game 3. I felt like game 2, even though it didn't go your way, you still had win conditions in there.
I think the biggest
the
one we
thing
talked
that-
about is if you doubled into Slacking that one turn where Wheezing protected, you would have been able to kill Slacking and had Moltres back on the board.
Sure. The thing that hurt in game 2 was I'd not considered this prior, but with Weezing being on the field, Moltres didn't get his Berserk buff when he dropped below half HP.
Oh, right.
And I was also definitely hoping for some Fiery Wrath flinches, which is probably the only thing that would have won me game 2. With Tapu Fini in the back, it becomes a lot more difficult. Especially because he can just like protect Tapu Fini and kill Raichu with whatever's on the field, since Raichu's not very bulky. But yeah, it was actually really fun to prep for. I came up with some really good ideas. I discovered that Kangaskhan gets beat up, which I had no idea about. I was originally
Yeah, that surprised me too. I didn't realize you had 2.
yeah, I originally was gonna scarf Nidoking, but when I discovered that Kangaskhan could both outspeed Cobalion with max speed investment and had beat up, I was like, oh my goodness.
So, we did just want to, I guess by we I mean me, just to confirm that really quick. The reason you didn't run full speed on Cobalion was so Kangaskhan would move first.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I only needed to outspeed Slaking anyways. And Slaking's max speed is 153 or so, I think.
What's
and it was
the-
invested. Really? Are you sure?
I'm looking at it right now.
I don't believe you. Anyways, it was
Okay,
invested to
fair enough, fair
outspeed.
enough.
It was invested to outspeed Slaking. Maybe it was Adamant Slaking, rather than Jolly that it was outspeeded
right,
to invested outspeed. I figured he wouldn't want to be Jolly just for the extra attack damage since that thing is so bulky, anyways. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, it was very well played Kokusho. It was really fun to prep for. I had a good time actually.
Yeah, those were definitely some fun games.
Yeah, I was looking at the.
You got me with the beat up in game 1.
Yeah, I figured that you would think that I was going for fake out with Kangaskhan. But yeah, I looked at the calc for Galarian Moltres. Even at like 2.5, both Max Airstream and Fire Pulse did less than 50% to Kangaskhan. I think they actually did like 30% to Dynamax. To Dynamax Slaking. So it was. I was like, goodness gracious, I cannot ever lead this into Slaking. And then game 2 I did, like a madman. But yeah, so anyways, any other questions?
I think I've got what I wanted to know from Big Dog J answered. I think it was a really well played match. Anyone else want to know anything about Jesse's strat?
I think a big thing, Jesse talking about, investing in speed and stuff, seeing Max Strike get used so much and dropping the speed, I think was just massive in this game.
Yeah, I think that I don't even think if I had made it Cobalion on max speed Jolly that after Max Strike it outsped. I doubt that it would have.
Yeah, but even game 2, you're using Max Airstream presumably start outspeeding, but then
Yeah,
he uses
exactly.
the Max Strike, and now you're just back to neutral, and you're still getting outsped.
Yeah, if I'd really thought about it, I should have been using Darkness from the get-go rather than Airstream just for the special defense drops since Galarian Moltres had weakness policy active.
Something I can't remember. I was talking about it with someone, but the two big like wheezing Pokemon are Slaking and Regigigas. But if you kill Weezing and Regigigas is on the field, Regigigas just starts sucking immediately. But Slaking still gets another turn. So
Yeah, that thing is a monster. I looked.
it's just a monster of a Pokemon to deal with.
Yeah, I looked through a couple of replays and I was like, okay, what are all of the fun, funky, haha strategies that Slaking can do? And I was like, oh, he doesn't really need that many fun, funky strategies because this thing is a menace.
You could just switch in Weezing whenever, get rid of Truant. It doesn't immediately go into Truant even if Weezing dies. It's just a really, really strong Pokemon.
Yeah, I think the Dynamax format just in general makes Slaking absolutely insane.
I think it works really well too, just because it's. I mean, Kokusho, like, have you switched up really what slacking the build on him, other than like maybe some moves?
Yeah, I've ran it a few different times, a few different ways. But yeah, a lot of times it's just I usually run Jolly or try to hit whatever speed benchmark I need to be.
Right.
You're
A
it's
lot of
usually-
times Assault Vest.
Yeah. I was thinking that you'd run it mostly Assault Vest, just because you put it out there to do some damage, and once you Dynamax it and just start going to town, like everything is slower and also taking huge chunks of their health. So.
Kokish, I have a question for you. Have you ever considered running it with the normal move boosting item, whatever that is?
Normal gym or whatever.
Well, not the gem, but the
Silk Scarf.
Silk Scarf.
Silk Scarf. Have you ever considered running Silk Scarf and just like KOing something every turn without fail?
There was one week I ran it with Life Orb because it was important for me to hit a one-hit KO calc.
Gotcha.
But aside from that, like, yeah, if I was close to hitting something, I would probably consider running Silk Scarf.
Gotcha. Yeah, and then also game one. Again, just because I'm a moron. I thought it was really funny when Superior didn't boost with Contrary and instead just had his special attack halved.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Someone was like, "Did Jesse not take Contrary on Superior?" And we were like,
Yeah.
Weezing.
No,
We
and
thought we were seeing one of your legendary Overgrow Blaze Torrent strats.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely brought Overgrow Superior with Koba Berry.
Got you this matchup like 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, well, Kokusho had to get me back at some point, right? But yeah, I literally laughed out loud. I was watching Stranger Things season 1 with my dad because he's never seen it, and I laughed out loud when you switched in Weezing and I beat up because I just smacked myself 4 times and like nothing happened. I actually laughed out loud. That was hilarious. So, but anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and go. So, good games again, Kokusho. That was really fun, and thanks, guys.
Tell your dad I said hello.
Good games.
We'll do. Peace.
Bye. All right, Kokusho. What were you most scared about on Jesse's team?
Definitely the being justified into Cobalion. I saw he had done it before with Nidoking, and I hadn't really put much thought into the Kangaskhan getting beat up, so that kind of caught me off guard game 1. But I figured as long as I could keep that from happening, then there wasn't anything that was going to be too threatening. Also, I wanted to try to avoid weakness policy on Moltres, but there was only so much I could do there when he can self-proc it.
Yeah, for sure. Even after weakness policy got procced and Saki got hit, though, it barely. I think it did under a third.
Yeah, it did,
which is insane.
30% or something. It was not very much. We were surprised
Yeah.
about that. And then because he was using First Stream instead of Darkness, it wasn't getting any stronger either.
He's a thick boy,
Yeah.
especially with the Assault Vest. It really bulks him up. And then that was kind of my plan, was I would take control of the speed with a max strike, and then I would just try and bulk up with max quakes as needed. And if he went for an airstream, then I could try and maintain speed by just continuing to go with strikes.
Yeah, it's such a strong strategy because, not of course, like you're getting the speed control. There are plenty of mirrors that do that, but then also Slacking probably one hits anything that gets hit by Backstrike too.
Exactly.
So,
Like slacking wins the no boost war. You know what I'm saying? Like if everything stays equal throughout all of Dynamax, slacking comes out on top because it's just an inherently stronger Pokemon.
yeah, you really done a great job of putting this team to good usage. I think you're 7-1, 8-1 now, 8-1.
Yeah, 8-1.
Yeah, so I think you're guaranteed playoffs at this point. You can just
Yeah,
get to
just-
relaxing.
just one loss.
Yeah, who was that to? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. Some new guy, I think.
He's coming for you, dude. That's it.
I'm gonna
See him in the playoffs for
I'm gonna
revenge.
throw so Kokusho can't get his revenge. I'm just gonna eliminate myself. But no, I thought you've looked really strong every week. I think you're definitely one of the biggest threats going into the playoff picture. There's only one team with a better record than yours. I think we could expect a big thing from Slacking and the gang.
Are we seeing a Kokusho dub this season?
Yeah,
You
this is
could
gonna
make
be
it out of that
this is gonna
round
be
two
my
of the
season.
playoffs.
What will happen to your green name?
I don't know. I actually kind of like the green name.
You're so unique.
I'll take it if you don't want it after you get the gold name.
You got to earn it.
Yeah,
Listen,
we'll
I just
see.
don't want the poop brown name anymore.
Gotta take your hits, bro. I didn't like it either, so I won the championship, the little cup.
That is Chad. I'm gonna go for it. Hopefully, I can I can get a better looking name. And even if I don't, I think next season I get a purple name. So that's huge.
Yeah, what is the protocol for purple names? How many seasons do you have to play?
How do is it 3? I think it's 3.
I have to play 2 more years.
Yeah, man.
You gotta be Poop Brown for
No.
more.
Because like Dig Dogger has been in here for over a season, and his is still brown.
Damn.
Yeah, this is Rami's second season, and his is still brown.
Just win the whole thing, and then you get a gold name right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I got
Easy.
this.
Yeah,
Me
easy
and-
peasy.
Me and Whimsicott, we're coming in crazy.
There you go.
Yeah, as long as all your battles end after one turn.
Listen, it gets stronger every week. She's like a Goku or something.
Are you still over the playoff line?
No, but after I beat Charles this week, I am.
Damn.
So
Just gotta
I guess
remember
looking at the playoffs, this kind of knocked Jesse down to 5-4, so kind of knocks him out of the playoff picture.
Yeah, I think the way I thought about it is that you need to get 7 wins to guarantee that you'll be in the playoff pick.
Well, then
I think there's
I
a
need one
chance
more.
you get 7 wins and don't make it. Because right now we have
Don't say that.
we have 18 people at 5 wins at least.
That's insane. The league's too balanced.